Hey everybody, it's Joe from Greenlight Sound and greenlightsound.com here with a new plugin from Brainworx through Plugin Alliance, the BX Oberhausen synthesizer. New instrument, actually, new virtual instrument. First of all, big thank you to Brainworx for sending me a copy to check out. What I'd like to do today, because many of the controls of the synth are similar to many other synthesizers or synth plugins. I'm not going to go over most of the controls. This plugin was inspired by a lot of the classic synths of the 1970s. It's got a 2 oscillator and 1 state variable filter signal chain, but there's a few other Brainworx additions like TMT, MS processing, FM modulation effects that I do want to go over because that's things that you won't normally see in other synthesizer plugins that are unique to this one. So like I said, most of the controls will be familiar if you've used other synths and are covered in detail in other videos if you want to go check those out. But the bottom left panel has some Brainworx specific goodies that make this plugin unique. First of all, TMT, which is used in their BX console plugins, which I use all the time, stands for Tolerance Modeling Technology. That takes the tolerances of audio circuits and includes them with slight variations in frequency, time constants, etc. So that creates a much more realistic sound in comparison with analog equipment which has these tolerances. So no two components may not have the exact same performance in that they have slight tolerance variations, and this models that. This unison here is pretty cool. When you enable unison, click that on, each note is played by all the voices. So selecting here the voice is anything other than mono. So that gives a fatter sound overall. And when you use that in conjunction with the TMT, with the subtle variations, the results can certainly be a lot more unique for a software synth than some of the other ones that are out there, and create a sort of an analog style sound, which is what you're looking for really, an analog style synth. Another unique addition is MS processing, which Brainworx is well known for. It's controlled basically through 2 knobs. You have the stereo width spread here for each oscillator. Then you also have the MS knob over here. When it's at the default 12 o'clock position, the entire mid and side signal pass through the filter, as with any other synthesizer. Turning clockwise sends more side signal through the filter and less mid, while turning counterclockwise sends more mid and less side. So I'll play a quick little example of that. I'll start with right at the middle and go clockwise, then counterclockwise. So you can hear how that really affects the balance between those 2 different signals going through the filter. The final unique Brainworx edition is the FX section, which is really cool. Includes a mini version of several popular Brainworx effects. First of all, the digital delay. That's modeled after a bucket brigade delay. So you have speed, filter, feedback, sync, standard delay or ping pong mode, mix knob in the middle. The Moog airband is really cool because this is well known for being a great high-end booster, transparent high-end booster, and it has a bunch of selectable frequencies: 2.5K, 5K, 10, 20, 15, 20, and 40K, and you can boost that up nicely. You have a reverb here, typical controls, size, feedback, damping, mix. The whole control is nice because you can sort of grab onto the reverb tail and hold it out forever and have these infinite reverbs, which sound really cool and can create some really cool effects. Flanger and chorus are typical stomp box style effects like guitar stomps. And the Metal 666 here is based upon one of Brainworx amp sims for guitars typically, but you can run anything through an amp sim and get some pretty cool sounds out of it. It's also an arpeggiator, typical for most synths. You also have some in-depth modulation controls. There is also a MIDI assign here, which is pretty cool. So for example, if I want to assign, let's say, the frequency of the filter here, I click on it, it's blue, that means it's unassigned. I click on it, it turns gray. I touch a knob on my keyboard. It knows what I just touched, turn it off, and there we go. I can now control that parameter with whatever I assign it to. And if you've got a MIDI keyboard with a bunch of controls, you can certainly control a bunch of these at once by doing that. If you want to unassign it, go back into here, click on it, trash can, done, unassigned. So now that we've gone over some of the unique aspects of the plugin, let's get to the sound. So the whole point of this video really is to go through a bunch of the presets. Now, from the presets, you could certainly tweak the controls or start out in default mode and create your own unique sounds, but the presets really give you a good overview of the type of sounds you can get out of the plugin. I have some different MIDI set up for different styles of presets, so pads featuring chords, a simple bass part, a percussion part which is kind of random notes, a lead part for monophonic synth sounds. So the first thing, the presets are grouped into a bunch of categories, and the first one is brass. So 2 big brass is the first preset that you have here. By the way, the effects can be drag and dropped around the order of them. That's pretty cool too. So again, 2 big brass, first preset, and here it is. Next one, 2 horns, fifths. This one worked better in the leads. Africa brass. Next one is bold horn ensemble. If I make the mod wheel, give vibrato. Bright trumpet ensemble. Full body brass. Overture. So that gets you into the sound effect. Power bendy brass. Audio control filter. Sweet brass. That's a lead. So we're going through almost all of these. Let's just try one more. This is going to be a sound effect. Definitely some unique sounds there. So the next one we have is sound effects. I'm just going to pick a couple of these because you can make some crazy sounds here. Let's do alien landing pad. It's a little bit surprising. Attack chopper. Okay. Let's just pick one more down here. So certainly a whole bunch of unique sounds can be made with just the sound effects section. And in the drum section, I'm just going to put some random percussion notes here. Here's laser gun. Analog hat. Analog kick. Analog kick 2. So you can make some pretty cool percussion sounds out of here. Pick one more. Dance snare 2. Cool. All right, now we're on to Synth Pad, the whole bunch of presets here. We'll start with the second one, Africa Brass, which we kind of already heard, I think. So let's move on to the next one. Ambient Pad, there we go. BPF Falling Pad. Bangalore Sunrise. Bold Horn Ensemble. Detroit Trumpet Ensemble. Comping saw synth. Pick a couple more of these pads here. Go down toward the end. Cool. Rich strings. Skippy power. That one is big. Nice. Swell pad 1. You get the idea. Also, moving between the presets is instant, which is really cool to try out different sounds. All right, so that's the idea for the pads. Let's do a couple bass patches here. Huge amount of bass presets. We'll go with 80s bass. Let's try another one. Cool. So clearly some arpeggiation on some of these. That's pretty cool. Nice. So I'm going to scroll a little bit farther down the list of basses here. That's cool how the envelope's being modulated there. Very cool. Do a couple more down here. So a lot of great bass sounds, certainly through just through the presets here. Synth leads, a whole bunch of these too. So we'll pick one near the top. Cool. Pitch bend in that one. Harp effects. That's just one note held on that one with the ARP in. Cool. I'll play a couple parts here if I feel like this MIDI patch is too fast for it. Cool. Very cool delay in that one. A couple more leads here. Wow, there's a lot of presets for this. Let's just do one more. soft one. After that, we have Soundscapes. So I'm going to pick the pad MIDI again. You can create some really cool ambient sounds there. That's a bass part. So there's some miscellaneous synth here. There's a whole bunch of presets within this. Let's just pick one of the random ones, meditation bells. Another one, midnight chords. Morse didn't work. Cool. There's so many different sounds you can get here. Let's go to piano keys here. Go Canada keys. Filter piano. Future. Future harpsichord. Cool late delays there. Some of the piano sounds are cool. Flute sounds. Clarinet. Very cool. Let's go to some bowed strings. Solo string. Now let's get into the organ sounds. Go church organ first. Very cool. That's low for that patch. Cool. Percussion, we can check some of these out. Some pitched toms there. Let's go with some Mallet instruments. Cool. Plucked strings. And one guitar down here. So just get a sense from all of those, the variety of sounds you can achieve and how sort of authentic and realistic they sound. It's a very versatile synth, even though there's not a whole lot of, controls, and it's based upon a 40-something-year-old piece of hardware. Between the TMT, unison, the voices, the FX up here, and the many patches you get to choose from, and then tweak from there if you'd like to, you can create some great leads, some great basses, pads, ambient effects, sound effects, great sounds overall. So I highly recommend it if you're into synthesizers, or you like the sound of synths, and you want to try a new one out. here it is, Brainworx BX Oberhausen. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you got any questions or comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.